Inside a grand mansion, William, a dedicated bodyguard, is engrossed in solving puzzles. The house belongs to Sophia, a famous pop star. The doorbell rings, and upon answering, he finds a strange man named Paul. Paul attempts to propose to Sophia, but William warns him to leave or face police intervention. Paul, seemingly cooperative, asks for a high five before departing. However, moments later, William hears the doorbell again and finds Paul holding a knife to his own throat. He insists that William is actually Sophia and demands to hear the words, "I love you." To defuse the situation, William plays along, professing his love and even accepting an imaginary engagement ring. Paul, ecstatic, sings, kisses William's hand, and speaks of their future together. Suddenly, he embraces William and unexpectedly stabs him in the stomach. As William collapses, Paul enters the mansion. 6 months later, Sophia discusses business with her manager and boyfriend, Rhodes. Their meeting is interrupted by her assistant, Kaylor, who announces William's arrival. This marks the first time Sophia and William have reunited since the traumatic incident. She shares that she has completed a puzzle during his absence, a pastime they used to enjoy together, but one piece is missing. William returns home to his daughter, Abby, who is distressed over his decision to resume his role as Sophia's bodyguard. Meanwhile, Paul escapes from a mental institution with Penny and reunites with his friend J.H. Sophia and Rhodes enjoy a night out at a club, but their joy is soon overshadowed by the shocking news of Paul's escape. Suddenly, William's wife calls, terrified of a lurking presence outside their home. A police officer arrives but dismisses her concerns as paranoia. Meanwhile, at Sophia's estate, a security guard notices a mysterious box just as the power cuts out. Outside, Penny ambushes the security guard, delivering a brutal blow to his head. Despite his efforts to fight back, she ultimately overpowers and kills him. Inside, Sophia senses an eerie presence. She realizes the gas is turned on. Just then, Rhodes restores the power, revealing Paul standing behind Sophia. He grabs her, laughing and apologizing for his earlier absence. She recoils and strikes him with a pan, hurling objects until she shatters a mirror with a toaster.
That is such bad luck, Sophia!
She races to the door, but Paul catches up, knocking her unconscious. Meanwhile, William finds his family safe, but outside, J.H. kills a distracted police officer. William instructs his family to get in the car, but as he returns, J.H. appears behind him, gun in hand. Back at the mansion, Paul tends to Sophia's wound, bandaging her before locking her inside the music room. Meanwhile, as Eleanor drives under duress, J.H. forces her to stop and steps out with a gun. A shot is fired before J.H. takes control of the vehicle and continues toward Paul. At the estate, Penny introduces herself to Sophia, criticizing her appearance and selecting a wedding dress for her. When Sophia asks for makeup, Penny momentarily leaves, giving Sophia an opportunity to escape. She ambushes an intruder with a guitar, only to realize it's Rhodes. Downstairs, Paul and J.H. have restrained Eleanor, while J.H. forces Abby into a dress to serve as the flower girl. As chaos unfolds, Penny attacks Sophia, but instead of fighting back, she becomes fixated on playing the piano. Sophia reluctantly joins in. After an intense duet, Penny's erratic behavior resurfaces, and she strikes Sophia, throwing her out a window. After a struggle, Penny is set on fire, but Sophia extinguishes the flames and rushes downstairs, while Paul goes upstairs, telling Rhodes that he is the most beautiful thing he has ever seen, mistaking him for Sophia. Meanwhile, she arrives downstairs with the others. In another scene, William is shot in the head but is still alive. Kaylor approaches to help him, but instead, he steals her car, leaving her to walk. Later, William arrives at Sophia's house, where he finds a wedding letter. At the wedding, Sophia is waiting for Paul, but he tells her to leave because the real Sophia is coming. J.H. is confused, as is everyone else. Paul calls for the flower girl to scatter petals, and then his Sophia arrives, led by William. Everyone acts as though everything is normal because they cannot upset Paul, who becomes violent when confused. He tells William to sit beside him since there is no one else, and he wants to greet the guests. Sophia is handed a weapon. The pastor is ready to marry them, but Sophia objects, claiming that everything is her fault. Paul tells her to be quiet and continue the wedding. The ceremony leads to a kiss that Rhodes is not proud of, as in Paul's mind, she is the real Sophia. After the kiss, the dagger used to attack Rhodes, and Paul realizes that she is not who he thought. A fight breaks out, the pastor is taken down, and Sophia grabs the dagger. At that moment, Paul finally recognizes her as the real Sophia, and she knocks him unconscious. However, J.H. takes Abby hostage and demands that William drop the knife. Rhodes attacks him and slits his throat. Paul wakes up, but in his mind, the wedding continues, this time in a completely different reality. As police officers escort him, he believes he is heading off on a honeymoon, planning a delusional future with Sophia, overwhelmed by emotions.